keep it up.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the third race of this season, Season 11, Tier 1. We're looking forward to one of the shortest track, if it's not the shortest, apart from Monaco, but I think we don't drive Monaco this season, so it's actually the shortest track this season, Austria. I'm looking forward to it. We have close standings on the left side, looking with Justin that won last race, Kiko won the first race in Melbourne, Justin won in Silverstone last week. It's getting closer, Red Bull is closing in on Ferrari, and we surely should have some exciting race today, as well as Danico showed promising pace in qualifying and the last race in Silverstone, and we should see some good pace of him. As if he's not driving actually, I believe, so I don't mind what I said. I'm introducing you to Kebab as well. Kebab, how are you looking forward to this race?
Oh, I'm looking very much forward to it. I commentated yesterday in Tier 2, and it was entertaining, to say the least. We'll leave it at that. So I'm hoping for more of the same today. But in Tier 1, we've got basically Tier 1 and Tier 1.5. It's going to be interesting to see who wins out of those two different splits that we've got there in it. And it's probably going to be a bit of a DRS train here at this track, because there are, 3 DRS zones in a row, I believe. So yeah, it's tricky to get away from the guy behind. And it's the strategy plays a huge part. Be interested to see what tyres people start on and how many safety cars we get. I believe we had 2 yesterday. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very entertaining, I believe.
Yeah, it should be really entertaining. In comparison with Silverstone, we had this issue with a DRS train. Although we have 3 DRS parts, I think there's a lot more opportunities for overtaking, with especially this hairpin. While we are looking at Samim, who's is the first one to settle lap. Reserve today, driving in a Williams, driver for, if I'm correct, Aston Martin in Tier 2. Yeah, I am correct.
It is, yeah.
So. Let's see if he can make a good lap as a first lap. He showed promising pace, and he's a contender for Tier 2 championship, so should do alright to maybe get a chance at points as well in Tier 1. What do you think?
I think he's going to struggle, to be honest. I've been watching him practice beforehand. No offense to the guy, but he'll tell you himself that he's not up to speed without assists yet. He struggles with traction, he struggles with braking a little bit, but braking is improving since the last time I saw him do no assists. But yeah, it's credit to the guy. He's given it a go, and he's still going to be relatively quick, I believe. I think 1 lap pace is generally pretty similar between an assist user using assists and an assist user not using assists, if they've done the practice. But a 106.4 is pretty slow. We're probably going to see most people hitting at the 104s. So he's struggling straight off the bat with pace. But yeah, I think what he needs to do here is focus on the race itself and keep himself clean, out of trouble, no spins. That should be his goal, really. He doesn't really want to worry about the pace. But Fox with a 105.5, more in there. He's struggling to get out of the way of people here, is Samim. But yeah, he should do okay, but we wouldn't expect him to set the world alight.
Love improves, Christian improves. Christian really shows some promising pace. One of the most surprising drivers so far this season with a 1.4.8. Justin, his teammate, goes under that 1.4.6. McKenna goes under that 1.14.5 with his Alfa Romeo. And Tunari puts it in second, showing promising pace as well. So early on, he is like in Tier 2. He's also surprising. If you like, he is the Christian of Tier 2, I would say, in Tier 2, because he is showing really good pace and is really a contender, I believe, in Tier 2 now. Maybe with his experience also.
Certainly is. I mean, he's won the Tier 2 championship already in SLR by just staying consistent. I believe he never actually won a race in the season that he won Tier 2's championship, but he's definitely a contender. He's leading the championship in Tier 2 at the moment, and in Tier 1 he's going from strength to strength as he dropped the last assist that he was using at the beginning of the season, and he's improving as time goes on, but still a little bit way off the alien pace of the guys at the front. But interestingly, Kiko there has made a mistake on his run in P13 at the moment. He's our championship leader as it stands, and a 113.1 tells me that he's spun, or he's had to get out of the way of some traffic or something like that. Not gone well for him on that lap, but I believe he's doing another one now.
In the meantime, his teammate improved, would set a fastest lap with 1:4.4 rookie in the Ferrari, both the French guys. You know, I wondered why they're not driving in the Alpine as French guys, but they got tired of the Alpine because they always got put in the Alpine. Kiko told me as French guys, so they wanted a different car. Didn't matter what car, but let's see what Danico sets. It's a 1:4.5, close to McKenna, a bit less close to rookie, but Kiko improves really good there with a 1:4.4, just under his teammate Ferrari guys, looking for a 1-2 possibly at this track. But I wonder how much laps we're gonna see. Like, I believe four laps is possible on this track, but like you really need to pace it up, so that's not ideally, because like some people want to take a bit more time to set their laps. So I think most of them are gonna do 3 laps, as we see people like Samim and Fox not both in the Williams. Fox is in Alpine, but we see them getting out for, maybe they can try for 4 laps.
Yeah, we've also got the return of Sakinidis as well. Difficult name to pronounce. He actually changed it to Sakinidis from an X to make it easier for us English boys to pronounce. But my Greek heritage lets me circumvent that. He's reserving today, I believe. He's not ordinarily in the league, but it's great to see him back as well. And yeah, Tipsy Bob also making a comeback after his return from France as well. We've also got Gerler reserving today. He did quite well yesterday in Tier 2. And I believe he was using assists back in the day, but he's come back and decided to turn them off. But he did very well in Tier 2 yesterday. He got himself P4 in Driver of the Day. Be interesting to see if he can keep things clean and tidy today, take advantage of other people's mistakes in order to finish in the points as well. But getting points in Tier 1 is very, very difficult. We've got a lot of very quick drivers here, and I've also got a number of drivers at the back, kind of thing, who should be competing for points as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things play out. But this track and the strategies involved can be a real nightmare for any crew chiefs or engineers in the background, because things change at the drop of it. A safety car comes out at the wrong time, kind of thing. It can really put a spanner in the works and make things very difficult to calculate. And yeah, we saw that yesterday with a late safety car, almost ruined AR Gamers' win yesterday in Tier 2. Let's see what happens here. I think we've got next crossing the line. I cannot see.
Fox should be the next. Samim invalidated his lap, unfortunately. But spoken about strategies, we saw it last week being a nightmare because Jeff is removed as Fox goes wide, but doesn't invalidate there. But strategies were still a thing, as people's race engineers weren't telling the same things about rain, which gave some people the wrong thought about what tire they should put on, and that was a nightmare for some of the drivers, including Danico, who had a puncture last week at Silverstone. So some drivers maybe just don't want to see rain and want to like have a clear vision of what's going to happen with the weather forecast to choose the right strategy.
Yeah, it certainly is. We've got Fox out there on the mediums at the moment. He's done a 105.5 on those, I believe. Unless he did that on the softs,
is improving. McKenna is improving next over the line. He will be, and it's the fastest lap for now with 1:4.408. Yeah, he improves on Kiko and Rookie, who are Kiko is on the outlap. Rookie is still in the pits. We might want to copy is still in. He hasn't done a single lap. Am I right? Like we see the top 8 forming kind of close gaps to each other, and that's a trend we see looking forward. Those are the drivers that are really competitive to each other.
Oh, Crystals is on his hot lap. He hasn't managed to set a lap yet there, sorry to interrupt, but Crystals has spun it in turn 9 there on his fast lap as well. So now he's stuck on the pit entry as well, so he could get disqualified here.
Yeah, he should move fast, but he can't move.
He looks stuck. He is stuck. Yeah. He has got his back wheels on the grass, and he is stuck. That is going to be his qualifying over, but he was going to get disqualified. Oh, he's reset the track. I'm sure we can let him off with that one, simply because otherwise he's going to have his qualifying destroyed starting at the back. This guy's quick, and I imagine he says he's done a 3.9 in practice beforehand, so I wonder if we are going to get some 3s here today, or whether how low in these 4s we're going to get. But there's Leslie Stomping commentators in chat there saying, look, your commentators, I'm a long-time kebab groupie. I've heard he was driving in this tier. Can you please update if he is still alive? Thanks a lot. And I am actually commentating today, Leslie Stomp. I am no longer driving F1. because of well, we might as well give that public apology here and now. But public apology due just in that race from Australia from me. I tried to overtake under the safety car just for testing reasons, and I actually murdered the guy who was on for a win at the time. As I did so, trying to get through under the safety car. So full apologies, public apologies for that. I am
Well,
stupid.
sorry to interrupt you there, but let's not talk about Australia anymore. Like, we have Danico currently on a hot lap in the last sector, and he is improving really well. And his last sector seems solid as well. He can maybe snatch off pole here for the time being, and he certainly does with 1:4.293, almost more than a tenth under Mackender's time, and he's improving a lot. And now drivers need to compete to that. Kiko is not improving enough yet, but Rookie is on a hot lap as well. We see some serious tries to get pole right now. Rookie is in the last sector here. Second last turn, or penultimate turn, must say last turn here. Almost lost it there in the penultimate turn. It goes wide here. Won't improve too much, I think. He does improve, but doesn't get Danico's time due to a bit of a sloppy last sector. Let's see who's on a hot lap as well. I believe Kiko is. He doesn't seem to be improving too much. He goes into the pits indeed. Tunari went off here at turn 5. Don't know why. Justin is on a hot lap. Doesn't seem to be improving too much. Yeah, he invalidated. Sahinidis solid time there, 8 with 1:4.8, just behind Justin in front of Love. That's definitely something you should be happy with. I don't know what his pace was, but that doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah, I did know that who you were, Leslie. Thank you for clarifying it for everybody else, though. But yeah, interesting. Some interesting times here from some of these guys. I mean, just in that race's qualifying pace has never been. I mean, he has competed for poles in the past. I don't know whether he got pole in Silverstone, but he's competed for poles in the past. But sometimes it takes him a while to ramp up to the pace. And currently P2 in the championship. He's P7 here today. He said something similar in Australia as well. He had a tricky qualifying there as well. But we are starting to creep towards those threes, and wonder if we will get into those. Sakinidis, yeah, solid time there, but somebody has beaten him.
In the meantime, Copy has set his first lap as well, not where he wants to be, 1:4.9, close to Sakinidis, but way in front of Gorla, which seems to be a bit of a gap between the top 10 and all the other drivers, must say. But Copy is a driver that had 2 podiums so far this season, if I'm correct. And
I think Mackenzie is about to start a lap as well, if we want to do a follow on board.
Well, normally I'm not really a big fan of this follow board, so let's do one, because he is certainly a driver that should have a try to get pull, and he is a bit lucky with getting some slipstream. Hope they get out of the way at time, and they don't get into the way too much, but he doesn't improve too much on the first sector. He needs to find it somewhere else, as it's a bit of a difficult turn to get right here, the hairpin. Now you want to get a good exit here onto this straight, because that exit is crucial, and here you want to keep the pace and the flow going, in my opinion. Although I'm not a big of an expert, but let's see how we can make turn 5 blindly. It's a tough turn, as some people say, but it's a really nice turn to nail if you nail it. He's going purple here, but is it enough? He certainly needs to find a lot of time in sector 3, and we'll see if he do that. It's really crucial to get a good lines there and keep as much pace going as possible through this turn. Don't invalidate it, but get as much track possible there, and he doesn't go too much onto the limit, but he certainly does improve, but doesn't gain any position with that. But he does get a little bit closer.
Yeah, certainly a very good lap, very clean, smooth lap from Mackenzie there. And yeah, it is a tricky, it's a short track. It's one of the easier tracks on the calendar, I would say, but there are a couple of corners that are just a little bit tricky. And yeah, like you say, turn 6, I think it is, or turn 5, depending on which way you look at this track, because some people say there's only 7 corners, some people say there's 10. I'm pretty sure there's 10, because I'm looking at the F1's track map at the moment on their official website, and it says there's 10. So turn 6 that you talked about, this next left-hander coming up as we're on board with him there is, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong car there, but very tricky corner. You've got to really chuck it in there. You've got to be very committed. If you get it wrong, it will kill you. So it's a very tough track in parts. We've got Kiko about to settle up as well. Who are you on board with?
Yeah, I'm currently on board with Christian, who doesn't seem to improve too much yet on this lap. He's a driver that showed promising pace in qualifying. Certainly the Red Bull guys did at all, but Christian invalidates here, and that's not what he wants. I hope he can get it into the pits at time to set another lap, but I don't see the time. Yeah, he should be able to, but will he? That's the question. Tonari improves, almost 10th there. Let's see who else is on the lap. I believe Love is. No, he is not.
Loff is just starting his lap, I believe. So I think Kiko is going to be the next person of note who is on a lap. He's coming round turn 6 at the moment. He's got a good line there, but he's dropped a gear too many, I think. So I'm wondering if he's backed
he's
off.
not on a hot lap here.
Yeah,
I think he goes into the pits.
Yeah, I think he's backed off. I think he was starting a hot lap. He was using ERS, so maybe I wonder if he's got things wrong in turn 3 and given up on it. So he's going to come into the pits and do a later run. So who else have we got?
Somehow Tonari seems on another hot lap. Makender retired there. I don't know why that's been. Tonari invalidates, but I don't know.
Joel about to cross the line. He's set a faster lap, but he has not gained any positions. But he has improved by 0.3 there to do a 5.7, but no positions gained at all. We have Shaka, who's maybe, I think he's very much down on his time. He's starting a second lap, but he's got no ERS left. Who else have we got? It's tough to...
Yeah, I believe Copy is currently on a hot lap. He should be, because he was on a outlap the previous lap. And I don't know what his time is, but he's just he's a bit wide in this turn, but that could be alright. But he's half a tenth under his old time, and he certainly needs to improve on that, because he has no time for another lap, so he needs to find it in sector 3. Maybe he can, we don't know. Because I don't know what went wrong in his previous laps, but he certainly doesn't seem to get a pace. Oh, he invalidates, it's not what he wants, it's not been his qualifying, and his qualifying is certainly over. Unless he can do another lap, but he doesn't have the ERS for that. Who are the other people? Yeah. Justin seems to be on a hot lap. He should be.
Yeah, Justin is the only person on a hot lap at the moment. We've got a number of others coming out for their out laps now, but I'll keep an eye on those and try and get you an order for the top 4 or 5. McKenna and Kiko have both retired. They're not going to have time to get another lap in, so it should basically looks like a shootout at the moment between. Well, we'll see what Justin does as he comes around the final corner here. But there's going to be a shootout between Danico and Rookie for pole here. But Justin manages to improve and gets himself up to P6. Long way off. I mean, it's very, very tight here, you've got to say. Like, there's only 1 second, well, 8/10 separating the top 10 at the moment. But that happens in these short tracks.
Saginidis will be the last one to set a lap, as he is just coming over the finish to set a lap, but Crystal seems to set a purple lap. I'm wrong. I thought maybe he just improved.
I think
couldn't see.
Just
Kiko, Rookie, not Kiko. Rookie is off into the gravel. He is out. He won't get pole. And Danico is currently on the lap right next to Rookie there. And Danico is not improving, but he doesn't need to, because it seems like there's no one else to improve at that time, as Crystals is not on a hot lap.
Danny is backed out. Sakinidis looks like
Sakinidis is still out.
Hot lap as well, so he's the last man to set a time, I think. I believe Samim's still going as well, but I don't believe he's going to upset anything at this stage. Boosted has retired as well, so he'll start at the very back with a 107.3. Man's not had a great deal of practice, as he's been moving house and not had things his way with that. But Sakinidis down now into turns 9 and 10. It's very easy to invalidate here, so he needs to keep this planted but clean at the same time. It's a little bit of a wobble there between the two, but it keeps it steady, and a good exit out the final corner. Let's see what he can do. It's a 104.6. He gains a lot of positions there. He goes up to P8, so from P11 I think he was.
He was P9. He was he only got love there, but it certainly is a good qualifying, and a good qualifying again from Danico, getting pole again. Let's hope he can put that onto a race win and not having punctures due to unfortunate weather forecasts. Because he had some unfortunate races so far this season, but it's strong qualifying for the second time in a row from Danico, getting pole position there, with some small errors from the other drivers.
He needs to kickstart his season as well, does Danico. He's a favourite for the title, as he's been challenging for the title the last couple of seasons, and has maybe been very, very unlucky. Some might call it a skill issue, including Danny himself, has maybe had some problems in later races, and that kind of destroyed his championship hopes. And so far this season, he's only got 3 points as it stands in the championship, so a good 40 behind Kiko at the moment. So he needs a good race in order to start closing that gap, get a bit of confidence back into his racing. But obviously, McKenna, Rookie, and Christian, or everybody else is there at the top of the standings at the moment. Will be wanting to say different, but we're looking forward to an exciting race. It'll be interesting to see what kind of strategies we've got going. Yesterday, the winner started on the hards and took advantage of that strategy, but an early safety car meant that the medium runners had maybe the best opportunity. But we'll let you take the start away. We're going to be straight into the start. We have cloudy skies, but doesn't look like rain at the moment. If anybody in chat can let us know if there is rain due, as we say hello to Kitsune. And,
Yeah, we certainly. It seems like a dry race start indeed. Let's see how that if I don't get out of my words, but we're soon looking at a race start and hope that we can see actually the grid, because currently we're looking at a pit lane and that's not what we want when the race actually starts. But McKenna also in P3, that's a good qualifying from him, as he isn't one of the common top 3 qualifiers, I would say.
Mainly because he usually starts from the back. He likes to do that, but
Yeah,
he is definitely
he
quick.
certainly does. But we're getting started here as Danico is in pole with Rookie right next to him. Let's see how he can get off there. Seems like Danico struggled a bit at the start and Rookie gets a good start. Maybe he can get next to him, and he does get next to him indeed. Can he push it alongside? Did he get alongside and keep it clean? That's nice. And it seems like Rookie gets the edge here, because he seems to get a bit more of better exit, but keep it alongside. Rookie is in front there. Danico seems to struggle because McKenna is battling it out with him as well, and McKenna puts it at the inside here. Can get Danico some of the exit speed there, and he can keep it along the outside because they keep it clean so far. And Danico is still alongside with McKenna, and he's just fighting, and he loses his pole position, and he loses P2 as well there, and he's currently in P3. Justin had a bit of a good start there as well, getting in P4. Christian had a terrible start. Well, Kebab, you know what happened there?
I do not know. I'm sorry. I was too busy looking at the battle at the front because it was so exciting. But tyre-wise, interesting situation there. The reason Danny Cole probably lost those 2 positions, he started on the hards, and Rookie and McKenna both started on the mediums as well. It was a clean start, a clean lap. Christian had dropped 9 positions. Probably doesn't feel as though that is the case, but yeah, he regains a position there on Fox in the final couple of corners. A couple of people coming into the pits, Fox and Tilda. Imagine that's a bit of wing damage there with the concertina effect, and they'll be looking to make a recovery drive. But clean start for the most part.
Yeah, and maybe the hard tires were the reason Danico struggled a bit at the start there, because McKenna and Rookie both had the medium tires on, as Kiko seems to pause just in there on the straight, also on the medium tires. So they will have the advantage for the first couple of laps here in this race. Maybe Tunari's close to Saginides here as well, but he keeps it behind him for the time being, because that's not a turn 5, 6. This is turn 5, my bad. We want to put it at the inside from a deep dive.
Well, yeah, turn 4 it is that the bottom of that last DRS straight. You probably want the outside for that corner if you're going to battle through it, because you get you get the inside to turn 6, which is it's impossible to go around the outside of turn 6. Really, it's very, very difficult. But Tonari, as we saw yesterday, his racecraft and his patience is second to none. So he's just biding his time, and I think Danico and Justin are also doing the same thing. Sakinidis is up a couple of positions into P6 as well. They're biding their time. They're starting on the hard tyres. They know it's going to be a DRS train, and they're hoping that an early safety car ruins the medium guys' stint, because they may have.
McKenna goes alongside Rookie here. He goes for P1 and he gets P1 there as he pushes him a bit to the outside. Rookie nowhere to get a good exit there at the outside, as sometimes I prefer the outside there, but if you get no space, there's no way to get a good exit, and McKenna gets P1 there, and he's currently from P3 to P1 in 3 laps. Great start from him there. Yellow flags is for Samim. He got off track. I don't know why at turn 3. There's some moves here. Saginides is battling as well with Tunari there. He lost position, I believe, to Tunari.
I think so, yes. So Tonari with the faster tyres, though, you would expect these medium guys to make their way through the grid slowly. We've got crystals all over the back of Loff at the moment as well. Both of these guys on hard tyres. There's a battle for the age as well. Loff, no DRS for this lap either. But I was about to say there as well, McKenna looks to be pushing hard to try and drop Rookie, and I don't think he's going to be able to do so. But it looks like a poor exit there for Crystals, and but he's going to have DRS and a poor exit for Loft. Looks like Crystals is going to be able to get the move done now. He's using DRS but not ERS. He looks to maybe he wants to go for this move into the next corner. But yeah, interesting battle here between these two guys. I'm surprised Crystals isn't going for that one because he knows that Loft doesn't have DRS, and a great exit from Loft means that he's going to have to wait another lap. Got a change there at the back between Tipsy Bob and Shakalaka as well. It looks like Joel is dropping positions.
Joel was
somehow.
spun at turn 3 as well. Maybe there might have been an accident. I haven't seen it. Christian passed both Haases in the meantime. And Kiko and Denico having a battle as well. Denico definitely struggling a bit on this hards, but he knows he can play the long game. He's great at managing a race when he has the right tire for the situation.
So he does, as long as he's got DRS from the car in front as well, which he's close to losing, but not just yet. He can hold Kiko at bay, but those medium tyres are much quicker than the hards. We saw that yesterday in Tier 2. But the hards kind of do last a good 5 or 6 laps longer. But saying that the medium's definitely the race tyre to be on. Quickest tyre overall. The softs work to a degree, but can overheat a little bit and don't last long enough. But yeah, we're starting to see some splits forming. Loft unable to keep up with Gurla.
Rookie passes McKenna in the meantime, as we got a terrible camera angle, but Rookie passes there fairly easily. McKenna doesn't fight him because the DRS is just too much to defend there, and he keeps it for now behind Rookie, as they almost got Denico out of the DRS train there, as he's more busy fighting Kiko at the back there. In the meanwhile, Crystals made a pass on Loft at an unusual turn.
It looked as though Loft gave it to him. I'm wondering, they were going side by side into turn 4, and I'm wondering if maybe it was a little bit of contact and Loft just gave it to him out of the kindness of his heart for maybe pushing him a bit. Because it looked as though Crystals had the inside for turn 4 and didn't get the move done, which is unusual. So I wonder if Loft has given that one up. But Rookie gets the fastest lap in P1 at the moment, and a first penalty for Tenari as well.
Yeah, Tenari first penalty, that's not what you want. It's definitely a track where you want to be careful on those track limits, because you can get them really easy, especially at sector 3. Or I would say only at sector 3. Maybe turn 1 a little chance, but I don't think you can get it too often there. I think sector 3.
The places you can get them here. I mean, turn 1 on the inside, on the outside of the exit as well. You can get. It's very easy to pick up penalties there. Turn 3, very easy to go wide on the exit. But if you go wide on the exit, it slows you down so much you don't.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Penalty. But
like
there's also turn 6 and 7. You can go wide there quite easily between turns 6 and 7 and pick one up there. But like you say, turns 9 and 10 are the real warriors in terms of penalties, because going wide there, it's very easy to pick up a penalty. And the final corner 10 as well, if you cut it too much or you go wide, it's very easy to avoid the penalties here though as well if you lift. Like we've said this before in the past on the stream, but for whatever reason this game lets you off with the penalty if you lift and give up the time a little bit as you're going around the corner. If you're off track and you lift off the throttle, it will not give you the penalty, which I don't agree with personally. I much prefer the iRacing rule of if you
Copy goes for a move here at turn 1 and he makes it pass, and Saginidis there going for P7 right now. The medium tire drivers really getting the advantage of their tires, currently making moves everywhere on the track.
That's going to come back and bite them in the end, though. In the second stint, we're going to find that these medium drivers are going to struggle on their hards when these guys have all got mediums. And these guys are, at the moment, getting the advantage of the DRS train and gaining some time that they otherwise maybe won't gain. If the race is clean until the end and we don't have a safety car, then the guys on the mediums at the moment are going to then be on the slower tyres, and the gaps are going to be bigger. So it's going to be harder to make those moves for those guys later on. But it all remains to be seen. There's still a lot of racing to go. Lap 8 of 36, and a safety car is likely around this track. There are a lot of places you can cause a safety car, especially this pit straight. If you crash into that pit wall, it is almost guaranteed safety car.
Well, as long as we keep it all clean, there shouldn't be a safety car. But for sometimes, like, you hope they keep it clean, but a safety car can bring some excitement as well when it needs to, you know. So, to say something for Bo,
Fox on boosted mess at the back. He's going to look to get a move done there. Fox had to pit early on. Boosted goes wide in the final corner, and it looks like he's going to be a sitting duck for this move down the straight into turn 3. It should be a simple one.
Ooh, as he
Ooh,
doesn't need to
dodge
get
out
into
the way.
the back there. He
Oh.
seems to work it around somehow and still get a better exit there. With some ERS maybe though. But he has a better tire. He is faster in general than Boosted Mess. Certainly if it's not Monaco. So, only if it's not Monaco I would say. And he makes a move down. He's in P7. He needs to fight his way back somehow.
Certainly does, yeah. He's gonna on the comeback trail though, as is Joel and Tilda. Tilda also had to pit early. I think Joel had to pit as well after his spin in turn 3, and it's all about recovery mode for those guys. But Fox is en route. He's got a 12-second gap now to make up to Samim though, and he has clean track to do it in, so you can start putting some quali laps and making his way through. But as it stands, we're starting to see the DRS train.
Yellow flag for Shakalaka there. He spins at the last turn there in a battle with Samim, it seemed like. Don't know what happened there, but that's unfortunate for him, definitely.
Coming back to the battle at the front here for a moment as well, is Daniko is doing exceedingly well at the moment on the hard tyres, keeping up with these medium guys and keeping Kiko at bay as well. He's also hanging on to his ERS very well in comparison to the drivers around him. Kiko has boosted through quite a bit of his trying to make the move, and it's not happened so far. And we are starting to get to that switch over period where the hards are starting to become the better tyre and the mediums are starting to maybe fall off a little bit.
Well, it's just waiting for someone to get next to next to the P1, but at some points, you know, the excitement of this track is where people are trying different lines at turn 3 at the hairpin, to be clear, and then the third person comes in and you know what, I'm gonna drive a different line, but McKenna keeps it behind Kiko for the time being. But that's a situation Daniko can take an advantage here, because like P1 and P2 will be battling eventually.
McKenna's got a good run here after a bit of a swapper there on the exit. Is he going to go for the inside? He's not. He's going to play it cool by the looks of things, McKenna, and just keep the pressure up on Rookie. A penalty there for Fox comes in. That's not what he wants at all. But he has made up a great deal of time to the guys in front. That's because of Shaka's spin. So he's now got somebody else to overtake in front of him, has Fox. But it's starting to become a battle of wills here amongst the front guys as to who's going to pit first. The undercut can be powerful, but obviously you don't want to be on the hard tyre too early because it is the slower tyre.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be on a slower tyre, but you know, it's all for one thing, and that's getting more points than you would hope for, and that's what everybody wants. And some people say that's only the win, but for some people that's PA. Doesn't matter what I say, eventually you all want to win a race. And McKenna definitely seems to have a good run here. Will put it alongside now, and he will put it in front as well, as Rookie has no way to defend from that. But Daniko is too far behind to get
a little bit of a
something
lock up
closer.
there from McKenna as well. A follow on board with him into that corner. Did not go that smoothly for him there. Next battle on track, I believe is going to be Sakanides on Copy, who's going to get a good run down into turn 4. And that is hard tyres against medium as well. So that confirms what we just said there about the hards being the quicker tyre now. Loff also managed to get past Crystals at some stage as well, back past. So interesting battle between those three guys. P10.
Yeah, definitely. And Christian is trying to fight his way back after his poor start, still on the hard tires. But they are getting better now as well, so he needs to get an advantage. As Tunari, I believe, just went off there as he's just going slow, but he's still driving.
Dodges out of the way of the Copy car. Sorry, who was that?
Don't know what happened there. Yeah, that was Copy and Tunari, and Copy. I don't know what exactly happened between Copy and Tunari there, but there was some weird cornering, would say.
It was interesting, yeah. What I saw there looked like Copy just dodged out of the way and gave the position back to Tunari. I'm not sure what happened before that, but interesting. We'll probably find out afterwards if we do find out at all. But Crystal's unable to make the move on Loff, and Loff does not have DRS, and Loff is struggling here in Austria. He's usually a fair bit quicker than this. I wonder if he's maybe had some strugglings practicing this week. But Crystal's unable to get the move done so far. Wondering if he's just doing that on purpose, just trying to hang back and bide his time.
Yeah, in the meantime, like Rookie is still following, but you said the hard tires were getting a bit more advantage. Turnover point was coming, but Daniko doesn't get too big of an advantage yet of that, it seems like.
I think the issue there is that, well, one thing is, yes, Makenda has very, very little ERS left, and that's Joel in front of him. He's going to give him DRS for the next couple of corners, and Joel is going to get lapped, which spells pretty much death for you in a race in F1, as we were talking about in Australia for myself there. It's you're unable to unlap yourself in this game, rather annoyingly, as McKenna goes a bit deep and wide there in turn 3. Is that going to give Rookie the run? It is, I think. I think Rookie's going to get this position back. Kenda looks to be defending it. No, he doesn't. He gives it up, gives the inside up. And Rookie is going to make that easy. Easy enough. Yeah, good move from Rookie, taking advantage of McKenda's mistake.
Yeah, they're just switching their positions over and over again, because they've been all. I think they both been in P1 for around 6 laps, because they switched for 3 or 4 times, I believe. And Danico, now because of this battling, he seems to get some kind of attachment to their battle as well. But you know, the thing is, McKenna and Rookie are battling all the time, but if Danico can get a little bit closer, I believe he can really like put some pressure on them. And maybe they don't want to risk him.
He doesn't need to. He's fine. We've got a battle there going on between Shaka and Fox in the background, though. They are wheel to wheel as they come up to turn 5. Shaka unable to give this up, but he's got the outside now for turn 5. He's going to have to yield eventually. But that is Fox making the overtake stick eventually on Shakalaka after Shakalaka's spin in the final corner allowed him to catch up. So Fox gains another position, and it's good stuff. But yeah, I was coming back to Danico. I don't think he needs to do anything here. He is in a prime position to win this race, I believe, because he is the highest runner of the hard runners. He's got just in that racer behind him on the hards, only a second or so behind, so he's got to worry about that. But I believe, strategy-wise, he's picked the right one here. He's managed to stay with the medium runners, and he's right on them as they are going to pit. Here comes
McKenna goes in, indeed.
It's going to be the McKenna going to the pit. It's very, very tricky, that pit entry, you've got to say, because if you're following somebody going into the pit entry, you've got to go to the inside and hope that they don't slow down too much on the entry. But you've got to be aware, very, very aware of the drivers on that pit entry line. So we ask that drivers make their intentions known early and do not cross the white lines. But somebody always falls for it every year. We've also got Copy in the pits as well, coming off the mediums also. McKenda's gone back onto mediums. He is hoping for a safety car so he can go onto the softs at the end. That is an interesting strategy call from Makenda. Mediums to mediums.
Well, or he bets on a safety car indeed, what I think he does, but because I don't think the medium soft tire would work out too well. I believe the medium and hard tires, especially the medium tires, have quite a good pace to like just keep a medium and hard strategy, right? From what I remember of playing on Austria in this game.
Well, one thing about this
Christian
track,
passes Crystals get passed by Christian. It's confusing those names, sorry, but Christian and Crystals. But Christian is in P9 and Crystals is in P10 now, at a weird point of the track as well, right in front of turn 5. So
Rookie,
what exactly happened there?
And Nori
Love is off. He lost his front wing there at turn 9, and he's off with his teammate Gorla. Teammate of the race, would say.
Was that
and
contact?
People are pitting as well. It seemed like, because they were both off at the same point at turn 9, and Love completely missed his front wing, and I don't know. They both go into the pit as well.
Spain 2020, 2016 vibes there, and they've both. Gorla is going to get shafted by the double stack as well, and Gorla was in front as well, so he's not going to be pleased about this. I mean, he was in a prime position to be the first in the pits. I think maybe Loff is absolutely laughing his head off there that he doesn't get the 5-second or so penalty that you get for double stacking. It's a little better in this game, but it does cost you a lot of time, and he loses out position to Fox there because of it. But Fox still has to pit, so you will regain that position. But pit stops coming into effect now. Kiko is currently not going into the pits. He's staying out for another lap. It's going to be lap 16 on the mediums for him. And he now has DRS on Danico and probably doesn't really need to make the move just yet. Danico has a lot of ERS to use now, and now he's got the gap in front of him. He is using it. He has managed this race brilliantly so far, has Danico, staying with the medium runners on the hards, using no ERS to do so, and now has a sizable stall in order to consolidate his first place position and defend from the undercut. Because even though they're going on the slower tires and he's going to go on the quicker tires, it is still an
Oh,
undercut.
but see, the rookie and Crystals and McKenna are battling there. McKenna gets in front because he has a fresh medium tires, and Crystals is 16 old medium hard tires. Wanted to say. What I just wanted to say about rookie and Kiko was that Kiko had a really good position in the race as well. As they get contact there, rookie and Crystals, but no one spins around there. But Rookie is a bit too behind for the story I wanted to say about Rookie, because he could make a battle worth it there. Well, they're switching positions because Kiko is going into the pit now. But Rookie is putting some pressure on McKenna, and maybe that can be to the advantage of Kiko. That's what I wanted to say say it shortly.
Here's the other side of it as well. As Rookie's also gone for the mediums, and that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, you've got to get a safety car to go for the medium, because they've gone medium. They need to use at least 2 tires. I wonder if there's going to be rain. Do they know something we don't? That there's going to be rain. Are the hard runners trying to get to that rain as well? But they're going to have to pit again, and that means that they are no longer at this stage in the race in contention. They're 15 seconds behind the leader Danico at the moment, and I believe his pit stop here is probably going to be around 19 seconds. But that is a total guess, I'll be honest. Because of rain at the end, says Jensen.
McKenna in the meantime makes a move on Christian. With the advantage of the tire he has, it's an easy move for him going on the inside here of Christian. Justin and Christian are keeping it out long on both their hard tires, same for Danico. Or long, wouldn't say 70 laps isn't too long, but they're still staying out on track, having the same strategy. But interesting to see, Kiko and Rookie are both running a different strategy. Well, they're certainly in the same, making team strategy calls while Danico is going into the pit stop. But interesting, what's been into the strategies, as Jensen says, there might be some rain at the end. So maybe they're not certain of the chances being rain. And Rookie and Kiko decide to just go 50-50. Either one of them has a chance to win.
We have a Williams off the track there as well. I'm not sure who that was, but it was turn 3. I am more with Just Not Racer, so it's somebody about to get lapped that is off there. Just Not Racer currently in P1 as it stands after Danny Cole pits for the mediums, like we say. So interesting strategies going on. Danny Cole pitting early for the mediums, and he will probably want to go till the end on those and hope that the rain doesn't get too wet. We don't know whether or not the
Danico makes a move done on Crystals here as well at turn 4, 5, 4. I get confused all the time, but Crystal's still at the inside there, but it will be out soon, so Danico make the move done there, and he's currently in P5 in front of Crystals, who was on all their hard tires as well. And the hard tire chooses for the start are just switching over to the mediums now, because Danico just pitted and Justin comes in right now. Let's see how long Christian stays out. Maybe he will try something different compared to his teammate. Justin going onto the mediums, as he should probably. Kiko alongside Crystals here, also on the fresher tires, although may it be hard for him. He's making the move done as well, as Justin is just out of the pit. Maybe he can battle straight out of the pit with Crystals there. Let's see, he's using his ERS to make the move done here, but he has no DRS, so he doesn't make it done here. But he will have DRS certainly now.
A waste of his ERS there, to be honest, really, wasn't it? He gets a bit of a swapper there from Crystals, though, so that's going to let him do it now. But yeah, he wasted 10% of his ERS there trying to make a move that he probably could have done without it anyway. So that's not what Justin wants to see.
But he's still in front of Crystals, and probably he uses ERS to get it lined up perfectly after turn 3, so he could make it done there, because maybe he doubted if he couldn't make it done if he hadn't used his ERS, and he just wanted to make the move done quickly so he can get a bit close to Kiko. I think that was the reason he tried to use ERS there. And Christian goes into the pit as well after 19 laps. Danico gets fastest lap, and Rookie is still right behind McKenna as he was for the whole race. But look where Danico is right now. He is 3.5 seconds behind. So, but still, Rookie and McKenna need to pit. Same counts for.
Well, do they? That's the other question, because we're being told that the last 2 blocks on the weather system were rain. So, if McKenna and Rookie need to pit for rain, then so does Danico. So, it could be that they've pulled out a 200 IQ genius move and managed to get that done brilliantly. But at the same time, Danico hasn't lost out too much. He's going to regain that 3 seconds, you would imagine, on these fresher tyres. And but yeah, you'd think that maybe he would have been in first place had he started on the mediums and gone medium, and then to inters, if that's what's happening at the end. But we all remains to be seen. It's up in the air at the moment. What's going to happen in this race? We've got 21 laps out of 36, and I imagine the last 2 blocks are probably from maybe lap 28 onwards, something like that. That will see the rain. So if that rain comes, and it comes quickly, we may see inters, or we may see something akin to Spa, where Tilda won his first race, and the rain comes and everybody pits for inters, and then it doesn't really get wet. It's just too light. So,
well,
yeah,
interesting maybe to say. It could be a situation. I don't know if they have I don't know if the tires will last that long, but it could be a situation where there will be the DRS will be off due to rain in the last 2 laps. So you wouldn't want to pit for inters in the last 1 or 2 laps, but it counts as rain situation, so there's no tire rule anymore. And then I don't know if the medium tires can last that long, but maybe that's something that could work out as well. But then we're just suggesting anything that can happen, and we just need to wait if the rain is coming or not, I think.
Yeah, some idiot is saying rain in the last 5 laps. If it comes, might happen, might not. Chance of a hard medium and it doesn't switch versus a hot medium and a hope for it to switch, he says there. But Cody is one of the best when it comes to the mathematical calculations and chiefing and things like that kind of thing. So we shall
Yellow
keep it
flag
monitored.
for
I believe that is a Haas in the final corner.
Joel.
That is Joel.
It's
so
Joel. He crashed someone at a pit there.
Yeah, so Adam's way in, and yeah, then takes out the pit marker board as well for extra points, I imagine. But I wonder if he's going to retire. He retired yesterday in Tier 2 in the pits, but he's gone for the mediums, and P20 at the moment it's not gone his way. As Fox gets past Boosted Mess on track as well.
Yeah, Fox didn't make the move past Boosted Max there again. Not the race Fox won it so far. Let's see, like some people are getting close, and it's one of the drivers getting close is Christian. He's really making comeback worth, almost pushing Copy through the corner there, but he's really close to Copy, and he has the better tire for the time being with 6 laps younger medium tires, and Copy has his hard tires.
Honestly, I think at the moment, in terms of the race win, thinking about these strategies, it's all I'm thinking about at the moment is how these strategies are going to play out. It's all Danico's at the moment kind of thing. At the moment, let me look at the clouds in the sky. There isn't a cloud in the sky. It is bright blue skies everywhere, and there are only 11 laps remaining. So it's got to change very quickly. Just in that racer going for a move on Kiko into turn 3. He has the medium tyres to Kiko's hards, gets the inside line, and makes it look easy. So that is an overtake for Justin that racer, and that gets him up to P2 overall, because at this stage, McKenna and Rookie...
In the meantime, Christian, sorry to interrupt you, Christian missed goes onto the inside of Copy there in the meantime, was focusing on that rather than Justin and Kiko, so missed on that move, but good that you interrupted me there. But Christian also makes a move done. Both of the Red Bull drivers actually make a move done there at turn 3. Maybe that's the Red Bull turn for them.
Yeah, it looks like Kiko is sticking with his original plan for a strategy. That's the third penalty for Katanari as well. 9 seconds worth of penalties for him. But Kiko is sticking with a medium-hard strategy, and that is not working out for him well so far. He has lost out in a position 2 just in that racer. His main title rival and fellow Frenchman has gotten past. And if it doesn't rain, McKenna and Rookie are screwed. You have to say they are not going to finish, maybe not even in the top 10, if they have to pit for softs at some stage. But remains to be seen. Everything's up in the air at this stage. McKenna could win this if he can maybe get those mediums till the very end, even if it rains as well, because he then could just do medium as well. So, but Danico is catching them. He's gained a second so far, and he's going to get DRS from a couple of these back markers at times as well. And yeah, interesting strategies being played out here.
Yeah,
Yellow
really
flag.
interesting strategies, and we have a yellow flag.
It is Tilda round in turn 3. It looks as though he's got his front wing intact, however, so looks like he's back going again, and no harm done.
Well, hopefully he has no harm done, because we don't want to see. Oh fuck! It's got a 5 second.
And
Wait,
DNF.
he's just in the sides of DNF there. He hadn't had the race he wanted there, so maybe it's some kind of frustration there.
It happens. I think Fox is one of those drivers that tends to retire in the pits if things aren't going his way. Something that we don't necessarily want to see, but we can all understand it. I've done it before as well. When you get very, very frustrated with the game and you just feel as though you're not having fun. That's what we're here for, fun at the end of the day. So, but Crystals and Loff have been having an interesting battle this entire race as well. Loff on the back of Crystals at the moment, but it looks like Crystals is going to get away now and create a gap. He's got much fresher tyres, has Crystals. I believe he started on the hards as well, so did Crystals. So so did Loff as well, but pitted a lot earlier than Crystals. So Crystals with those much fresher tyres seems to be have the pace advantage, but it goes deep in turn 3 and a time penalty for Danico. That could prove very costly. Justin is within 3 seconds, and that could be a second win of the season, because I believe he won in Silverstone, did he not, Justin? So that could be a second win guaranteed right there. He's within 3 seconds of Danico, and if the guys in front have to pit, that is nightmare.
Justin is not certain of anything as well, as Kiko is right behind him still after he made the pass on Kiko Justin. So Justin is not certain of anything as well, and Rookie is really close to McKender now. And McKender and Rookie are they're having a race-long battle. They have been battling since lap 1, as Rookie is right behind with ERS and DRS. He makes it at the inside there. Will he make it done? Because he didn't go too deep over it. He pushes him almost off, but it's keep it clean somehow, and they both keep it on track. And it's an amazing battle to watch all along this race,
Certainly is. Yeah, what a battle, ding-dong battle they have in the whole race as well. They've also both gone for the same strategy as well, which I wonder maybe if Rookie should have gone for the hard tyres and maybe tried to stick with McKender, but that would have been a hard ask. McKender is very, very quick on this tyre. So, but yeah, Kiko is doing very well on the hards to stay with just that race. And we saw in the first stint as well, obviously it's going to be a little bit longer in the second stint because the cars are lighter, but we saw in the first stint that the medium started to fall off around 8-10 laps, so probably expect 10 to 12 laps for them to fall off on the lighter car. And just that race is hitting that wall now, so maybe those hards are going to start to get better and allow him to make the overtakes. I can need this with a penalty as well. We're going to see a few of those start to come in the dying stages. But as Kitsune says in chat, that she doesn't cheer for anybody anymore because she always ends up jinxing them. It's called the commentator's curse, and we are both very good at that, I believe. But McKender in P2 at the moment on 13-lap-old mediums. Those are going to be really struggling soon, and you're seeing Danico is catching with 4-lap fresher tyres now. Those mediums are really going to start to struggle, and I think they are really hoping for that rain. But not clouds in the sky still.
Look at the skies. They're getting dark and dark. On the main straight there's still a little bit of sunshine. At least it was, a little bit of sunshine still on the main straight, but at all the other parts of the track there's dark clouds everywhere. So they're certainly coming somewhat down, but you never know in the Alps what it is, you know?
The thing is,
you know, you may have beer when it's no, this is in Germany, October, but you may have beer coming down, you may have rain coming down, you may have snow coming down. Even in the summer, you don't know what's gonna happen. It's the Alps.
That penalty for Danico is going to prove very costly in the end as well, because he's going to lose the position to just that race, and even if he gets past these guys in front, he's going to lose the position to them as well. 7 laps remaining on the clock, and we're told there's going to be last 5 laps from Cody. See how good that prediction is. We are starting to see a darkness flow over the track here in Spielberg, and it's going to make things very interesting for those as well, and for those at the front with these strategies and all the different strategies that we've seen come out play. And yeah, it's look at those clouds in the front. Look at that, it's getting very dark. The other side of it is as well, obviously we saw this in Spa and other tracks as well. I don't think this is one of those tracks, but certain tracks take a long time to ramp up with the rain, in terms of it takes a while before the slicks are no longer the fast tyre. And
look, sorry to interrupt you, look how close Danico is in the meantime, getting to McKender and Rookie. He's catching on after all, again, after he lost 3.5 seconds after his pit stop.
Certainly is, and he needs to make the move as well. But can he make the move? Because these guys have got DRS to each other, it makes it very difficult for him to make the move. But he needs to be brave and aggressive here on Makenda, I believe. I mean, they're both very good drivers, very clean drivers. For the most part, we'll less said about PSGL Spain this season, the better from Danico's point of view. But they've raced on track together a lot at times, and Danico, I suppose, really, he's quicker than Makenda. He needs to kind of put Makenda under the pressure. He needs to stick his nose where maybe it doesn't belong in order to force a mistake from Makenda. And you can see here already, 2/10, he is much, much quicker than Makenda on those tyres. But if they all have to pit for mediums or softs or intermediates when this rain comes, then they're all going to stay in the same position.
I don't think Danico wants to, because Justin is 2.5 seconds behind them, and if he can make this move work somehow as he loses time here.
Safety car.
It's a safety
we have a
car.
full safety car.
It's because of Tilde's crashes, I believe, at turn 5.
Boosted is in the pits, and he gets to take advantage of this safety car. How many people are going to risk the intermediates? It's way too early for the intermediates, if you ask
There's
me.
another Romeo in as well. It's Zahidis, Copy, Crystals, and Love. Just in time to get a pit stop there, and they go on to the softs.
Certainly isn't. But that safety car means that the rain is more likely to get here because of the time it takes to run the safety car as well. It also means anybody who's lapped is stuffed, because now you're going to have all of the people who you're fighting against to try and catch up right behind you.
But to say as well, like, this is the thing I hate at Austria. You have only 1 minute now, or 1 minute and 20 seconds maybe, to make the decision. Do I go still in the pit stop for softs to be behind those drivers that just pitted the lap before?
Makenda goes in, Danico stays out, and Justin stays out as well. Drive-through penalty for Copy has ruined his race.
That's not what you want. That's definitely ruining his race. He will be at the back, but with soft tires though. But everyone at the back will be with soft tires. Oh, and Makenda goes for the intermediates.
That's a big, big gamble. That is a big, big gamble. We cannot see a drop of rain in the sky at all. The clouds still aren't dark enough to even suggest rain's coming, and he's out on intermediate tires.
Tunari goes in for his other Finnish drivers, you know, they're just taking the gambles here with the intermediate drivers. But you know, we might switch over these. However, this race is adverted as
this could be
as YouTube thing. We might change to 18+ because we're getting into casino gambling right now.
Meepo says in chat that they had to pit, so it was worth it to go for the inters. I disagree, because everybody else is on the soft. So if the rain does not come, they're going to get mugged by everybody behind them. They're going to end up last, because the inters will be 5-6 seconds a lap slower. Rough, like, I'm making those numbers up, obviously. But Samim also goes for the intermediates at the back as well. So big gambles being taken here. If the rain does come, however, we could see Samim on the podium from P18. We could see him on the podium if the rain does come, because that means everybody has to pit at a very awkward moment in the race as well. So the rain is definitely coming, says Meepo. Definitely coming, he says. So
the thing is, with Samim, he is in 18th position. What does he have to lose? You know, nothing. So he's worthy of. Rookie goes in now to the pit.
That's a big mistake there.
He goes for the inters as well. Like, maybe Jeff, not Jeff anymore, but maybe his race engineer is telling him things he shouldn't.
Race is imminent, mate. Rain is imminent. The other side of it, it's rain's definitely coming, says Meepo. But even if it comes, is it going to be strong enough rain to warrant changing tyres? Danico is taking that big risk, but he's also got that 3-second time penalty. So Justin at the moment is currently P1, really. And that's not likely to change. But they have got a car of 3 between them, by the looks of it. Danico leading the pack with Tipsy Bob right behind him, his teammate. And also an Alpha Tauri between them as well. So few lap cars in the way. They will ghost as soon as we go green, however.
Depends when rain is coming. Copy DNFs there.
Yeah, he had to drive through it. Many at the very back. But I suppose if he'd gone for the intermediates there, then maybe he could have got back around and caused an upset. With
the thing is,
only 4 people being on the intermediates. An intermediate gamble here could make sense for a lot of people at the back.
We're still not sure if rain comes in time. You know, it can be really tricky, and if it doesn't, Christian is also in a really good position to maybe get, well, if it doesn't rain, he surely has a really good chance of a podium. But does he get off a win with the soft tires? I don't know, but maybe he could, because he only needs to overtake 2 competitive drivers then if it's not gonna rain, because the intermediates are not competitive when you have soft tires if it's not gonna rain.
You're also on lap 4 of this safety car, I believe, as well. So it's going to be the last lap under the safety car, but it's not coming in now, which Danico is raging about. I'm sure he wanted it to go in then. But we've got Joel in the Haas at the very back, pitting for 4th, 5th time. He's getting lapped by everybody anyway, so he's already lapped by a fair few of them, so it wouldn't really matter the position. But we've got the other Haas of Ocean Chief is currently the guy going through turns 6 and 7, and he's in P11 on softs. He's got a late pit stop there for those softs, and we can still not see. I still can't see any drops falling at all. So, I mean, 2 laps of racing here. We're gonna have 2 laps of racing, so we're not gonna have any DRS. Interestingly, DRS will not be enabled before the race is finished. Yeah, I mean, Kiko could end up P2. He's taking a gamble staying out on those hards. And the hards are probably going to be quicker than those mediums ahead of him as well. So he may be on for the win here as well. He'll be looking for that win as well. Safety car in this lap. We are going to be going green in a number of moments.
We have confirmation. And who will have the advantage now? That's not a question anymore, because it's definitely not raining. So soft tires and maybe even Justin with his medium tire has the advantage, because if Makender and Tsunari just decided to go onto the soft tires, Justin would be a lot more vulnerable, but now he maybe has a slight chance to keep Christian on the soft tires behind him. But those are still teammates, so they might work together. I don't know, because in the first race at least, they weren't together in first yet.
So we only have 11 drivers on the lead lap as we got...
Danico is going already, and it has really good exit because, well, he really does. It's getting me confused due to this lapped cars in between. Justin doesn't have a good position because there are 2 lapped cars in front of him. We missed out on that, as we might see Christian overtaking somebody soon, because he's on the soft tires, and it's definitely, well, there is some rain coming down, but it's not in time though, so the soft tires are should still be better than the intermediates. And Christian gets it at the inside here, as he just has a better braking point. But ooh, they have contact there, and Tsunari and Christian have contact. And now Sahidis is right behind Tsunari and Christian as well. Let's see if Sahidis can get past there, and he will, but not past Christian because he is way too much in front there. These left cars are confusing and getting into the way of everybody there. That's what safety car does as well.
To talk about at the moment there, then I think, is this gap between Justin and Danico. Danico got a great restart, but 1.7 seconds the gap behind to Justin means that he can't really get another second and a half on this final lap. But the rain is coming down, but it didn't come quick enough for the intermediates to really work. But Makender under threat now from
There goes Christian in the meantime, indeed, and he goes alongside, and he will surely make it done there as it glitches a bit, but he makes a move done. Although the intermediate tires doesn't seem too slow, but Makender is using all his ERS to keep on for the time being though. Christian needs to make it work here though. Will he keep on to Kiko and Justin there? Makender's still alongside, and he still tries to battle, but he's draining all his ERS, and there's no more ERS left for him, so there's no way to keep him battle there. And he gets put to Sahidis. Oh, there's some contact there, but it's still keep it all on track, and nobody crashes out for the time being there. There's some really difficult racing there because people are trying to get into the battle somehow with disadvantaged tires.
That's the thing. I mean, Tsunari's really not done himself any favours with those penalties, and Kiko is unable to keep up with medium guys at the front on his hards as well. But it is the final corner, and it is Danico who's going to finish the line, cross the line first. But it is Justin, that racer, who is going to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Kiko gets a P2 as well. Danico gets P3, but it's good points for him in terms of the championship. Christian P4, a great race from him there as well. Makes the right decision. Makender had it all in his hands and lost it, and Rookie ends up P8 in the end as well. Not able to hang on to it as well as Makender could on the intermediates. And yeah, a number of people getting lapped there as well. What an interesting finale to that race. It was a bit up in the air, but wow. Danico, though, will be very pleased with just getting some points on the board in terms of the championship. And Christian, driver of the day. I mean, who do we go for driver of the day from in terms of our driver of the day? I don't really know. It's not going to be McKenna or Rookie. They made the wrong decision
Well,
altogether.
tough
Let's have a look
call
and see
to
who
make.
started where.
Yeah, the thing is, I would almost agree on Christian because he dropped back at the start to P16, P17, I believe, and he made it work to make a comeback to P4. So that's a really good race. So I don't know who else we could take for driver of the day. So he's certainly a contender in my opinion. But a great race from, the thing is, although Denico had a great race for once, because he had unfortunate races the first two, had a good qualifying in Silverstone, which he missed in Australia, and now he had a great race too, although he only had this penalty, which just cost him 10 points, and he won't be happy with that, but it was definitely a big step up again from last weekend. So, great
Certainly
race
is,
from
yeah.
him as well, and great race from Justin again, getting P1, getting close to Kiko, who I believe he still is leading the championship, Kiko, but they're getting closer to each other. And Justin and Kiko are are battling for the time being for P1 in the championship.
Yeah,
And I
Copy loses
believe,
out a lot of positions there. Christian gains a position over Copy for sure.
and
as well.
Red Bull should have overtaken Ferrari as well now, right, in the team standings.
Yeah, I believe so. It's big points for Red Bull, so that will be more than the 6-point gap that is there between them. And honourable mention there to Ocean Chief, who finishes P9. He was P11, believe it or not, at the safety car restart, so he gained 2 positions at the very end. But I would agree with Christian getting back to P4 from where he was is a fantastic move as well. Honourable mention to Justin Racer, who started P6 and wins the race, but Ocean Chief P13 to P9 and P11 to P9. In the finals, dying seconds. Obviously, one of those was Tenari, who had 9 seconds worth of penalty.
Totally missed out on Tuna Chief getting points there.
Yeah,
but
but
somehow, great job from him.
It is, yeah.
So it's your call, Christian or Tuna Chief, driver of the day? Or
I think
Ocean
Christian,
Co?
because Christian had a lot more to do in terms of that. And I think honourable mentions to a few other drivers. Crystals and Loft both had fantastic races as well. Crystal's coming back from a hiatus out as well, goes from P10 and P9 and P10 to P6 and P7, and they had a great battle all race with each other. But moving on then, let's get into interviews and see
Definitely.
who we've got.
We've got a race winner, so we'll get him in. Justin, congrats on your win. Oh, there may be on time penalties. How did your race go, man? Winning the race after all, after the safety car?
I'm surprised to win, to be completely honest with you. Because I think the only thing that really made me win was the questionable strategy decisions made by the people ahead. I don't know why under safety car they both didn't box for softs, but they gambled for the wets, and like we saw last week, the two gaps is usually a no-go for wets. But it was a pretty boring race, staying behind Kiko and then staying in front of him, trying to manage the 3-second gap with Danny, and then the safety car restart. He had the advantage because he had his teammate right behind, so I saw they coordinated a restart where Danny could go a bit. But then yeah, it was just about not losing time, just using the ERS in the straights.
Yeah, so McKender and Rookie had to pit because they went medium. But they went onto the intermediate tires both, while some others went to the soft tires. And basically the people who didn't pit had the advantage because there were only 2 laps of racing left at the end. And you won it somehow because after all, you were, I believe, all the time racing 4th position or something around that.
Yeah, it would have been P4.
So Kebab, you have questions? Because I honestly forget about the race almost.
No, honestly, just apologies for Australia in person. We haven't really spoken in person about it kind of thing. But it's a lot easier to win races when I'm not there, isn't it? Punting you off on the top. But yeah, I mean, you've done well today. You've got things going and closed in on the championship. But Kiko is so consistent, and he comes P2, which means that it's not really a big gain, but 8 points is 8 points. And what do you feel now next about Bahrain, and how do you feel about that track and how that's going to go?
It's just always every week since the Australia bit. I thank you for the Australia bit because I feel like it's motivated me a lot more. Because before last season, I used to always say, As long as I finish in front of my rivals, I don't care where I finish. I'm happy. But then ever since being, what could have been P2, P1, anyways, we're not going to get into that. It's just motivated me to keep winning races essentially. So I guess for next week, it's just P1 is the
Change of
is
attitude. I like it. It's brilliant. Yeah, I'll point you off more often.
uh,
But
maybe
yeah,
not.
well, it's great to see you up there fighting for the championship. This is the first time I believe I've seen you fighting hard for the championship. I've asked you this question before in the past.
Was last season as well. Justin was contending as well last season.
Yeah, I tied P1, but lost on race ones. But we don't talk about that. New season.
Brazil throwbacks.
Nope. What's Brazil? I don't know Brazil.
Never heard of it. No.
Yeah,
never
I
heard
only
of
know
it. But,
Peru.
yeah, I hope you do well, and that Bahrain comes to you a bit. But one question I wanted to ask there is, so far I've noticed that qualifying pace sometimes eludes you a little bit. What's going on there? Is that something that you're working hard on, or is it just a case that these guys around you are just ridiculously good?
I want to say it's a mix of a skill issue, to be honest, and me not practicing qualifying enough. I tend to usually practice race pace a lot more, and I kind of negate doing any qualifying. And like in Australia, I started P6. Last week I started P2, but it was in the wets, and today I started to wear P6 again. So I'll try working on qualifying a bit more to make my life a bit easier. But it's also a lot of fun being the hunter, to be honest. I like being in the background and just always being there when the opportunity arises.
You certainly are always there as well. But we shall move swiftly on, I guess, because we've got other people to interview. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for your understanding about Australia as well.
No worries, mate. It's all good.
Bury it now and never talk about it again. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, man.
So we should bring in Christian next. He's our driver of the day, I guess. So we'll bring him up. So Christian, you've got driver of the day today. Fantastic recovery. You ended up having a very, very poor start. Let's start there and talk through that. What happened at the beginning? Did you get contact with somebody? What was going on?
Yeah, I'm not. I got hit, but I'm not. I haven't seen the clip yet, so I'm not sure by who. But I got tapped on the rear right and spun around in the first corner. Yeah.
Aston Martin vibes from Bahrain here. What if it's your teammate? But yeah, a good race in the end, though. You've recovered it very well and got back up into the points main positions. And you were one of the few people, I believe, who gambled for the softs in the last safety car.
Yeah.
And it worked. Talk us through your thinking when you went into the pits there, why you didn't go for intermediate and why you went for...
I could go with that I'm a strategy mastermind, but I hadn't asked Jeff about anything, so I just pitted for soft because I didn't know it was gonna rain.
I appreciate the honesty. That is great, but it worked. It worked, I suppose. You got a couple of positions in the last couple of laps, and yeah, it looked as though. Did it feel as though you were definitely 100% faster than those intermediates?
Yeah, they were struggling big time.
Yeah, it looked that way. It looked that way. Razarian, any questions from your side?
Well, more critical question. Straight to the point. When are you gonna win races, man? You've shown promising. No, but it's taking too long. You've debuted 5 years ago, so you should be winning race by now.
Well, it was
Just joking.
It was the same in Tier 1. I was in 8 races before I won. So, but hopefully not too long.
Okay, so wait, want to mark it in the agenda. So that should be Hungary.
Next time?
No, the eighth race you said. So that's Hungary. So I expect you to win there.
Oh, 8. Oh, hopefully a little before that, but.
Oh, okay. No, we'll see, man. But like, I'm just happy seeing people getting so competitive, and like, I was surprised by seeing your pace in Australia, but seeing you continue that for race 2 and race 3 as well. Like, I hope to see more of these battles because, like, I like how competitive the top 10 in this tier is, and I hope to enjoy it more. And you're a part of it, man. So. Want to see more of these racing, and that counts for all the drivers, not only for you, but it's impressive to see how you drivers are competing and keeping it so competitive, having so minimalistic amount of mistakes. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
How are you finding so far? We're 3 races into your jump up from tier 2 to tier 1. How have you found it so far? You seem to have settled in very well.
Well, I'm having more fun, to be honest. Just yeah, that's probably more fun. That's it basically. That's why I'm not driving like I did in tier 2. I was way under the limit in tier 2. I'm driving more freely now, or whatever you say English.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. No problem. But yeah,
Less
it's interesting.
pressure.
You're definitely doing well in the championship. You're on course, still you're kind of in thereabout kind of thing. But if you keep being consistent, you maybe can pop a few people there. You've got to jump up to P3, I believe, after today, after Copy retired. And you're there for the constructors as well. And you've also got Justin, who we've just interviewed as well, who's winning races, as he won today and last week as well. So you must be confident that you can do well in the constructors also. But
Yeah,
competition's tough.
we should be P1 in constructors, no?
Yeah, you will be P1 in constructors after today because Rookie had a P8, so not very many points gained there. But Kiko with P2 means he gained a lot. But P1 and P4 is better than P2 and P8, I guess.
Well, as long as my teammate's winning.
Fingers crossed. I guess we'll move on. We've got one more interview to do. Thank you very much for your time, Christian, and we shall hopefully see you getting even higher up the grid in Bahrain. Take care.
Yep. Thank you. Hey.
Wrong channel, maybe. Sorry. You know, I wanna ask a total of the subject question because Feta, I don't know which driver you are. Honestly, I know you as Feta, but you're Crystals. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, come up. I let you ask the questions. Sorry, Feta.
Main questions for Navara is Crystals. We'll go with the on-screen name as per the race information. But you had a fantastic battle there with Loft, almost the entire race. Tell us about that and how that went. You won it in the end, but it looked very tense and interesting at times. But there were also a couple of times where maybe you were being a bit cautious. Talk us through it.
Yeah, of course, it's been nice to fight against Love. I think like we've been fighting for the whole race, to be honest. But yeah, the first stint was actually more difficult because after 2 months, haven't I didn't race on this game, so it was just about getting the confidence. But yeah, Love had a good pace. We were both on the same tires for the whole race, but yeah, the first stint I was just trying to stretch the tires, because I was expected the rain to come sooner than it was. But in this game the weather is pretty random. But then mediums, I was with fresher tires than Love, also because I had a little bit of a crash with Kurla spinning to the pit lane. So I was like 6 laps fresher mediums, and it was all about then getting, was getting more and more confidence lap by lap. And yeah, it was about just managing the tires, and I overtook him pretty quickly. And to be honest, like when the safety car came out, I wasn't really happy because I was just fine, with managing the tires. But yeah, actually the safety car helped me because I got P6, so very happy about that. And I've been cautious for the whole race. Just I didn't want to crash just to have I just wanted to have a nice race. So actually I got it, and I'm very happy about the result. Did expect it, also in this grid is really competitive. So, without practice, I still know some TT laps and some practice with Chief like 30 minutes before the race. So actually very happy.
Yeah, it's not a bad return. I mean, you haven't been racing in F1 for a while, being off in ACC the majority of the time. But how did you find this return here? Like you say, it was a cautious race from you. What wanted to keep it on the track, which has maybe been a problem for you in the past. I mean, we saw last season you started out the season really well, competing with the top 6, competing for wins, and then crash after crash, a couple of incidents and things like that kind of thing, and you dropped off hard. Is that coming more to you now? Is that something that ACC has taught you about the caution and?
Maybe a little bit, but I think also experience. It's just been like 3 years that I'm doing sim racing. So yeah, also with ACC you are learning more, to be cautious. So maybe sometimes it's better to back off a little bit, just not giving the 100%, and then just when you feel well, you just start to push. But I feel like maybe the previous season I was just trying to overdrive, with the car just because I wanted to be at the top.
Yep.
But I think like if you start, slowly, then you can get, the top spots. But also sometimes it's just better, to back off a little bit and maybe being happy, satisfied with maybe lower positions, but actually getting points, which is very important on a long championship, especially.
Certainly is, yeah. So will we see you here next week? Are you going to look to reserve for Bahrain if there's a space?
Maybe, Bahrain's not really, I don't really like that track, but actually, speaking about previous season, I remember that I was fighting for a top six, so, maybe with some more practice, I could do it, I don't know, but yeah, maybe racing next week.
Yeah, fingers crossed that you do. It's always great to see you on track. It's always interesting whether or not you're rapid and overtaking people left, right, and centre, or whether you're rapid and crashing into a wall and causing safety.
Yeah, also, it's very good to be head of chief. That was like my main goal. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he would have made fun of me like for the whole year.
Well, yeah, because of that season that we were all in together in Tier 1 and we all finished on 4 points, and Chief did it in one race and we did it
Yeah.
the entire season. Remember that?
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
very happy to have beaten him.
we'll let you go back into the panic and rub that in Chief's face then, I guess, because yeah,
Yeah.
already you have more points than him this season after one race. So, but we'll love you and leave there. Now, so Rosarian's got any questions for you at all?
No, just congrats on P6. It's a really good performance, certainly without practice, although maybe due to strategies. You've had a good battles all race with Love, who's also a respected fast driver, so just a good race. And I think
Yeah,
Kebab
thank you.
pretty much asked all the good questions, so have a good Friday evening, I would say. And
Yes, thank you. And thanks for commentating as well. We appreciated that.
I always like it to.
See you.
Bye bye. So,
So
as
there we
that
have
was
it.
the race, next week we have Bahrain starting and on Wednesday with F2, of course. Want to thank you, Kebab, for commentating with me today. I want to thank all the drivers for a great race today, as we certainly had an exciting qualifying and race, I believe. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, I don't know if it was as drama filled as Tier 2, but we definitely had some great racing and some odd strategies coming up, and definitely some talking points as well. So yeah, looking forward. I'll be back to keep doing commentary. I am going to continue doing commentary, but however, probably going to lose me in July because I doubt I'm going to be buying the next F1 game after my poor experiences with this one, and the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that. I think 2019 was honestly the last time I enjoyed F1 gaming. I think 2020, actually, no, sorry, 2020 was the last time I enjoyed the game. So the last couple of iterations for me, I won't go on too long a rant, have not lived up to expectations. And I was working it out today because I saw a video from a streamer friend of mine, Basic Ollie in iRacing, how much he spent on sim racing. And I worked it out how much I've spent on sim racing in the last 3 or 4 years that I've been doing it. £2,500 has gone into this hobby of mine. And yeah, after
Bit too much.
spending that amount of money, I really don't want to waste any time spending all my time wasting a game that I don't enjoy anymore. So I hope
Yeah.
to be here
So
until July and filling in on commentary and things like that kind of thing. But yeah, I doubt I'll ever be racing the game.
with that, we hopefully don't end this whole league, but we certainly will end this stream and this race today, as it was a great race, and we hope to see you all next week. And have a good weekend.